What's up, Swamp Wizard?
What's up, Augie Doggy?
Augie Doggy, who's that?
There was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon dog, and it was Augie Doggy, and his father was Doggy Daddy, and your dad has a dog, so you must be Augie Doggy.
Oh my god. Yeah, I said on the last episode that my dad, well, we went and saw one dog and it didn't work out, and then we went and saw a different rescue dog on Saturday and he got it, and it's so cute. And we don't know what the fuck it is, or else I would tell you guys, but it's a little pointy runny dog. But he's tiny. He's not he's not, we don't think he's a herding dog. I don't know what the fuck it is. I have no idea what it is. But
Is he
he's
like a
really,
miniature collie?
he looks kind of like that, but he also kind of looks like a pointer or a setter or some shit. I don't know what he is, but he's real cute and spunky. He's only like 10 weeks old. And then I talked about on here last episode too how my brother and sister out of nowhere, my brother and sister-in-law said out of nowhere that they were going to maybe get a puppo. And they went on the exact same day as my dad got a puppo. So they have the exact same gotcha day of last Saturday. And the crazy part is too that neither of them came from Michigan. One of them came from Louisiana and one of them came from Texas. One was because of overcrowding or something, and another one because of floods. So it's like those states are right next to each other, and then the puppos ended up here, and then in their house on the same day. It was all so crazy. So now me and my dad and my brother and sister-in-law, and we all have rescue doggos.
Good work, your family.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's everybody's so stoked. It's so
So
cute.
many dogs.
I know. So I brought Toadski over there, and he came with me and my dad to go see the puppy, and then we drove back to my dad's, and he played with that puppy, and then I go, okay, now we'll go to my brother's, and he played with that puppy, and then he came home, and he was so tired.
All his new brothers.
I know. There's so many puppos. They're all buddies. So yeah, it was really cute. Puppy day.
Puppy day.
Puppy day. But yeah, so that was that was a few days ago. But then, so this episode is freshly off of the debates were last night. The first debate.
Was it a debate?
I was just gonna say, if you want to call it that, that word has no meaning, I guess. I don't know.
A debate is when two people debate each other, not like when they're asked questions and just make a statement, then the next person makes a statement.
Yeah, or barely a statement.
Or barely a statement.
Listen, last night was just fire for tweets, but one of the best ones I saw today was, it just says, and can't believe that neither of them is even the one with brainworms. And here we are.
My neighbors, who are like diametrically opposed politically to me, and they're both in their 80s, they were outside, and I went outside today, and they were like, did you watch the debate? And I went, I did. And the husband, in modern teenage parlance, looked at me and said, we're cooked.
Yeah, we are cooked. I feel like cooked is like old cartoon language, and then it went out of style, and now it's back as like young person word.
It was just so funny because I thought they would be like cheering, and they were like, that was a disaster.
No, every option is terrible right now.
Yeah.
Everything's terrible.
The best and brightest of America's politicians. That's the best that this country can warm up.
I have no words. Nobody has any word. Like, the mood today is just like just shake your head back and forth. There's nothing to be said. Everybody knows what position we're in, and there's nothing anybody could do about it.
Well, it's a good thing they built that new bridge to Canada, because it's going to get a lot of use.
No, big smoke them if you got them vibes today. I don't even smoke. I know. We're lucky we live so close to Canada, because quite honestly, if we moved there, it wouldn't even be that different. Like, we could commute over here in 20 minutes.
Yeah, just need a little boat float across.
I know. We should go buy a house over by where the Blumbergs live. A big spooky house, and just...
You do that.
That would be equal distance to my dad's that I am right now. It wouldn't even be different.
That's true.
How do we get citizenship, though?
I don't know. It's Canada, so you might have to do something like ask them. Canadians are nice.
You just write a nice letter to a Canadian and they say, okay, you're Canadian. I don't know what to do.
No one knows what to do.
No, I don't know what to do. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
That's it. That's the political discourse of WooPod. I got nothing to say.
Nobody has anything good to say. And like the climate change conversation where people are like, oh, you think this is the hottest summer? It's the coldest one ever. Like, we think this is the worst that the election's going to get. It's only going to get, well, this is the begin. This is just the start. It's going to get so much worse.
I turned off the debate pretty early, maybe 15 minutes in.
I don't know. I watched the whole thing.
In the words of my 80-year-old neighbor, we're cooked.
But anyway, in better news, you had a show in Chicago a couple nights ago.
I did. I had a whirlwind, one night only, Chicago at the Comedy Bar, a comedy club. I flew out on Tuesday afternoon. I had no plans at where I was going to stay or what I was going to do for Tuesday. I just kind of wanted to relax before the show. So I got out of the O'Hare airport, opened up my Google Maps, hotels nearby. I kind of spun my finger over the maps and just randomly picked one, took an Uber there, and after I checked in, I did what I normally do, which is go down to the front desk and ask if there's any ghosts. And the girl working the front desk is like, no, it's not haunted. We don't have any ghosts. There's no like haunted rooms or anything. And then she goes, but we put you in room 915, right? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, that's why this hotel is kind of famous. And I go, oh, why? What happened in 915? And she goes, well, the night that Nicole Brown Simpson was murdered, OJ flew from Los Angeles to Chicago and then stayed here and stayed in your room, room 915. And then he flew back the next day. And the next day is when the slow speed pursuit happened. And then the cops came here and searched his hotel room and found like blood in the tub and a broken glass and a bloody towel. And they searched the field behind the hotel. And she's like, so you're in OJ's room, but there's no ghost here.
That is so crazy. Like you were, like we had been talking about it, you were supposed to stay in a different hotel, but like the one that you were supposed to stay in the night of your show was sold out. So then you're like, I'll just figure it out when I get there. And then you figure it out and that. And we always do that. We were talking about this before, how we always do that. Like whenever you go to a little hotel, like what's your weird story? What's the local lore? Whatever. And then like, you know, they're probably not allowed to talk about it unless you ask them outright. So she was probably like, ooh, I get to say the weird story now.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like when you do hotels near O'Hare Airport, right? Mm-hmm. There are 100.
Oh, yeah.
So like, again, I just randomly pick one and I go to it and they put me in the room that was OJ's room.
Nice.
Very fun, weird synchronicity for the first night in Chicago.
That's so crazy.
And then the second night I went to my regular hotel, which was the Millennium Knickerbocker Hotel. It's the former like Playboy hotel.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, very cute. And and then I went and got some bagels. And then it was so strange because like doing lectures is one thing. Doing stand-up comedy is one thing. Doing one of my lectures in a stand-up comedy venue was very strange.
Yeah, I posted a picture of it on our Instagram. You look like you're on like America's Got Talent. Like it looks so legit.
Yeah. And then so I was like, nobody's going to come to this. Mm. And then all of a sudden, all of the friends started to show up and Pate started to show up. And I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And it was pretty good. I think the room looks like it only holds about 110 maybe or 120. And I think there were 80 people there.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty great for a Wednesday.
For a Wednesday. The thing that was most concerning for me before I started was there were about a dozen people there who had just showed up to see a comedy show on a Wednesday night.
This guy, what's this guy about? Is this guy a regular comedian? No.
There were 3 total normies who had a Groupon for that night, so they came.
They're like, let me listen to this guy talk about Bigfoot.
And so like I literally started by saying like, how many people are here for a comedy show? And like their hands went up and I was like, okay, that is not going to happen.
You are getting ghosties in this.
The other thing I forget too when I'm performing, because I used to do stand-up a lot back in the early 2000s, the one thing that it bums me out. And if I would have not been so nervous doing it in a new venue, I would have asked. But when you do stand-up comedy, there are lights directly on you and you cannot see anyone in the crowd.
Yeah.
And I am notorious for feeding off the energy of the people.
Yeah.
And so that had my timing a little off. And I still think I give myself a 5 out of 10 for it.
You're so crazy about rating yourself. Everybody always thinks you did perfect at everything and you're like, I'll give myself a 3.
And when I used to do stand-up, I used to just tell stories about when I drove a school bus.
Mm-hmm.
And so after I was done with the lecture, I said, here's some of the stuff I used to do when I did stand-up comedy. And I told a couple school bus stories.
A lot of your school bus stories are not PC.
I told ones that were okay.
Okay.
But I did tell the story about when I was at Gus's in my 40s and ended up making out with 2 girls.
Yeah.
And it turns out that 20 years earlier, they had been on my school bus.
Yeah, that one's rough. That was definitely told on here. So funny.
But it went well, and then stood outside and talked to everybody for a little while, and everybody was lovely, and it was wonderful to see everybody, but I was just wiped out. So I just went back to the hotel and ordered fettuccine Alfredo and then passed out and flew home Thursday.
Nice. That thing you said about the lights, I've noticed that at some places before too, or like knew that in my head from like concerts and stuff. And like I was surprised / relieved at Michigan Paracon when I did it last year that like there's not lights in your face and you can see the whole crowd.
Yeah, that's why Michigan Paracon's so great. Like you can see everyone.
Yeah. I'm like, please don't make it be so, because I wore a full men's suit. I'm like, if I'm getting roasted by lights, I'm literally gonna pass out up here. It was not hot. They have like LED lights and they weren't even hot.
I have 2 comments about Uber drivers.
Uh-oh. Or are you telling more jokes right now?
No, this is a real thing.
Are you still
What is up with these Uber drivers?
I'm like, don't do this. Don't do it.
Did you ever notice these Uber drivers?
I'm like, ugh.
Ugh, groan. So this happened twice in Chicago. Now, I think that if people know who I am, and people who listen to this podcast, people who follow me on Twitter, people who have met me, people pretty much know that I am about as liberal and progressive as you can get politically. Right?
Yeah, both of us samesies.
Yeah. So it's very weird to me because I also sometimes keep that very close to my chest. Mm-hmm. The people who need to know. The people who probably don't need to know probably know because they're reading my tweets and know who I am. Mm-hmm. But like I just don't openly start conversations with I'm a super progressive liberal. Mm-hmm. Uber drivers who like start conversations. The one that drove me to the Knickerbocker Hotel, who started the conversation with, do I know about Plandemic?
Oh, geez. Well, that's just really easy, breezy conversation.
And the Uber driver who drove me from the Detroit airport to my house, who started the conversation with, have I accepted our Lord Jesus Christ?
No, listen. And now picture yourself as like a girl dressed up to go to like the bar. And then the first thing that happens is some weird ass shit when you get in the fucking Uber. It's the worst feeling. Like, cool, great.
Just crazy.
Great. People are so crazy.
It was wild.
That sucks. Well, don't they have that button in there now where you can push it and say, I don't want the driver to talk to me?
Yeah, but I don't know if I push that button or not.
You need to push it.
No Jeebus conversation. No Plandemic conversation.
Start carrying headphones, even if you're not using them. Just put them on.
Yeah, I should. Oh, and then at O'Hare Airport, when I was coming home, I had like 2 hours at the airport before my flight to Detroit. And there was a full teenage acoustic band on tour who thought it would be great to just play songs loudly for an hour in the airport.
Ugh. I've seen people that on the airplane.
Let me tell you how great their acoustic guitar and bongo version of Lose Yourself by Eminem was.
Holy shit. I mean, I don't know. I get so nervous when I fly that I feel like the absurdity of that would like help in some way.
It was fine when I got there because I just put myself in a place where it sounded like Muzak in the background.
Yeah.
But then like I had to move nearer my gate and that put me really close to them. And when they started into their like 20-minute version of Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, I was like, oh, I got to get out of here.
Well, at least you didn't poison yourself with Dunkin' Donuts coffee this time. Anything else on the trip?
No, just thanks to everybody who came and everybody who talked to me, and I hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun, and supposedly, here's the secret.
Oh boy.
Supposedly, the whole thing was filmed. So you might see clips in the future.
I'm excited. I want to see it.
I would be excited if I knew that it wasn't me on camera.
We'll just post it and just post it and never look at it again.
Just put little black bars over my eyes.
Yeah. Yes. Well, good job. I'm glad it went good. I knew it was going to go good.
It was very fun.
Very fun.
Would do it again. 10 out of 10.
Trip 10. Your performance 5.
Yep. I could have done better.
You're crazy.
It's a little off my game. What did you do while I was gone?
Well, one exciting thing that's kind of a little bit related to what you did is I got Mr. Ballen, my favorite true crime YouTuber / TikToker guy who tells crazy true crime and ghosty stories. He's going on tour and I got tickets and I'm going in October.
I was wondering if you were going to do that.
Oh my God, I'm so fucking excited. I'm so excited. excited. It's at the Masonic Temple.
I know.
I'm so excited.
What are you going to do? You can't even contain yourself.
I can't. Me and my friend Kelsey, who is Toad's official babysitter, are going together. It's going to be sick. We got really good seats, and I'm excited.
Well, I would go, but I have something to do.
You don't watch anybody. Gonna have a dragnet tour, but yeah, I'm going to that. Oh, also, this has nothing to do with anything, but I wanted to say shout out to Jen Laporte, one of our favorite people. I know she went to your show, right? Did she?
Oh yeah, they were there.
Yeah, but it was her birthday recently, and she rules. And I just wanted to say hi, and you rule, and you're cute, and I love you.
Yeah, happy birthday. We love you.
Oh, also, Lauren, happy birthday, Pate and friend.
Yes.
Yes. What else? I have so many random things to tell you because I haven't seen you for like 48 hours. Another cute thing that happened today was, okay, we get to go to this screening soon. Twisters, the fucking sequel to Twister.
Yeah.
We get to go to the screening in a couple weeks, and they built this theater. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna not explain it right, but there's a theater that they're debuting in Waterford, and this is the first movie that they're playing on it that we get to see, and it's a 270-degree screen. It's in front of you, and it's on the walls, and we're gonna be like in a tornado.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I'm so excited. We're gonna get whipped around. No, we're not. I wish there was wind, but no, it's like all around you. It's gonna be like an experience.
That's wild that they're building new theaters as less and less people go to theaters.
I know. Maybe they're just pulling out stuff to make people go. It's got to just be for action movies, though, because why would you want to see like regular movie with all shit around you?
Are they does Twisters have any of the original cast in it?
I don't know. I guess we'll be surprised. I won't look it up, and we'll just be surprised.
I mean, there's at least 2 people in the original Twister who are dead.
Correct. Probably more. I don't know.
Yeah.
But main characters are definitely not with us anymore. So, but that doesn't mean anything. Now they do weird AI shit, so maybe they'll just walk the fuck on the screen. I have no idea.
Well, that's true.
That would be so fucked up if Bill Paxton just walks out. I'm not ready.
What if they totally, just for the sake of the laughs, what if they put Bill Pullman in the movie?
No, they can't do that. Nobody knows where he is either. What's the last fucking thing he was in?
I don't know, but there's always the Paxton Pullman argument.
I know, which I don't really get. I don't know. They're different to me, but so we get to go to that in a couple weeks. I'm really excited.
Does Helen Hunt look weird now?
So I think she did for a second, but I don't know if she like straightened it out. I think a lot of these older actresses have gone through a lot of work and then they undid it. Like Kristen Davis from Sex and the City, she ruined her face and now she undid it and she looks better again.
Oh, that's crazy that you brought that up. Did you watch Kim Cattrall's interview with Pierce Morgan?
No, I did not.
Oh, I did.
Why did she do an interview with Pierce Morgan?
I don't know. It's just something about, because I guess she lives in England now with her husband or her boyfriend, whoever she's dating. But he was asking her all about not being on the reboot of Sex and the City.
Did she say anything?
Yeah. She said, like, no one ever called me. I'm not friends with them. I wish that, what's her name?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah. She said, I wish that Sarah was a nicer person.
Dang, roasted.
Roasted.
Well, she did make a brief cameo at the end of this last season, but I don't know if I guess that sounds like she's just not going to be on. They're filming another season right now. Yeah,
you should watch it. It's good. It was awesome. She's got like no chill. She's like, listen, this is what happened. And laid it all out.
Yeah, she's the shit. I just don't like Pierce Morgan. He's disgusting.
I agree with that, but I wanted to see what she had to say.
Okay, I'll watch it. Another thing that came out this week that was absolutely fucking ridiculous was, okay, I talked about it on here before. The documentary on Hulu, the Stolen Youth Inside the Cult at Sarah Lawrence, where those kids get like brainwashed by the girl's dad who was in jail anyway. Lifetime made a movie starring Billy Zane as the crazy dad, and I had to watch it literally the day it came out. It's so ridiculous, bro. They have Billy Zane doing the most ridiculous accent the whole movie. It's like pure comedy. The whole thing is comedy, and it's really long. It was 2 hours long with minimal commercials. I'm like, I don't even want to be watching this anymore, but I watched it.
Is he doing like a Boston accent or something?
Yes, but like a weirdly high voice too at the same time. It's insane. It was so uncomfortable.
That's funny.
I know. It was a lot, but I watched it. Honestly, it was okay, I guess. But the weird part was in the documentary, that guy is so evil and did horrible things to those kids. And then in the doc, in this Billy Zane movie, I feel like they went really easy on him. Really easy on him.
But they do that in like all the movies. Like they cast like really good looking people as the like real life fucking
Yeah,
murderers.
right? That was the thing. I'm like, I feel like they're trying to make us on his side right now. We should not be on his side.
Who did they just got? Who the fuck, what hot actor did they get to play Dahmer?
Evan Peters.
Yeah, you get cute guys to play these terrible fucking people.
I know that is confusing for the brain because we do love Evan Peters. They know what they're doing.
Do you like Evan Peters?
I love Evan Peters. Everybody,
Really?
every girl, literally, at next time we go to an event, ask every girl that comes up to our table if they love Evan Peters, and they will say yes.
It's another reason for you to watch Marvel movies.
Oh, I know, God. Put these people I like in these movies I don't want to watch. Another crazy thing I watch on Hulu right now is a true crime doc called Perfect Wife: The Mysterious Disappearance of Sherri Papini. So good, you guys. It's a 10. It's a 10. I did not know the story, and it has twists, and it's crazy, and I loved it.
I just like her last name.
Papini. I know. It was a lot. It was crazy. If you don't know the story, don't Google it. Just watch it. It's so good.
Maybe I'll watch it.
It's crazy. I love those true crime docs where they start it and they just put doubt on everybody. So you don't have any idea who's good, who's bad. You're like, who do I trust? And then 9 times out of 10, you're wrong every time.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know. It's just
the bait and switch.
Yes. And like the psychology, we talked about it so many times. You know what else? This is a side note on everything, but I was thinking about this the other day. Okay. You know how most people watch true crime stuff and like are into serial killer shit because of the psychology. And they're like, how do you get born and then you kill 30 people? Like, how is your brain like that? Right.
Right.
You know what I thought of the other day? How about like when we say that shit, it's 9 out of 10 times I feel like we're talking about serial killers, or our brain is going to like, oh yeah, serial killers. Like you're either normal or you're a serial killer. But what about the people who are in the middle or who are at the lower end where they just like, because I was watching, okay, this story is going in 10 different directions, sorry, but Netflix has a show called Worst Roommate Ever. It's so fucking good, and the second season just dropped, and it's so good, and the people are so crazy. But one of the newer episodes is about this lady who wants to off people in her life for insurance money. So I'm like, that is a completely different psychology. Like people who aren't quote unquote serial killers.
I feel like most human beings could be murderers.
I think so too. That's honestly where my thoughts went after, is like a lot of people could kill one person and like it wouldn't ruin their life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's people like us who, if we literally hit like a rabbit in our car, we would be destroyed for approximately 6 to 8 weeks.
Indeed. I accidentally stepped on a cricket today and haven't stopped thinking about it for 7 hours.
Yeah.
Did you watch anything that wasn't a serial killer documentary or based on a serial killer?
For once in my life. Yeah, my favorite, literally my new favorite thing, my new obsession. I got to see a screener of this new French vampire movie called The Vourdalak.
Ooh, oui.
Oh, oui. I feel like also people don't know what the fuck I'm saying when I say Vourdalak. So it's Vourdalak, Vourdalak, just how it is spelled. But it's a French vampire movie. It's subtitled. It's based off of an Alexei Tolstoy novella called The Family of the Vourdalak. Alexei Tolstoy was the cousin of Leo Tolstoy, who wrote War and Peace and Anna Karenina.
Boy, this is really high concept for you.
I know. Well, it's so silly too, because the movie, I don't even know. Well, the first crazy part is this is a vampire story written in 1839, and it predates Bram Stoker's Dracula by 60 years. And then also another thing that I learned was the writer-director of this movie, he was a former designer for John Galliano and Christian Dior, which instantly made so much sense to me because this movie is so gorgeous from the moment it starts. It's just beautiful. You can tell everything was thought out, every costume, every scene, everything. And then I read that and I was like, oh yeah, that tracks. And also he has like nods to Mario Bava and the Hammer House of Horror. So I feel like there's like something to love for a lot of horror fans.
Hammer's my jam.
I know. I can't wait for you to watch this movie. Seriously. You know how many I watch, and I don't even bother asking you to watch it, but I like need you to watch this one. The main character, he's an envoy of the King of France, and it kind of starts, I don't even know if they ever say where the hell he's going, but he gets lost in the woods, turns up at this weird house, and there's kind of like you're supposed to be afraid of something and you don't even know what you're afraid of. You know what I mean? Just like doom feeling in the woods. And people, I'm really explaining this bad, but he knocks on this door and the guy is like, don't look around. When you try to get out of these woods, don't look around. Don't look at anybody. Don't trust anything because this is not, you know what I mean? Like weird shit happens out here. But the whole movie, it's just beautiful. It feels like a play. It feels like you're watching a play. It's got like a love story. It's got witchcraft. It's got vampires. It's got the scenery. I just want to like sit in the woods where it was at. There's like trees. There's moss. It's stunning. It felt like, I don't know why, but it felt like when you watch a never ending story, like it felt important. It felt like if I watched this when I was a little kid, it would have like shaped my life. It's just so I don't know. I can't describe it. It feels so important. It's so pretty.
And you get spooked out in the dark woods.
I know, but there's something like it. This feels like a fairy tale. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, so the first half hour of the movie, it's very like straightforward. You think it's a very like normal, beautiful vampire movie, and then it gets so fucking weird out of nowhere. And I'm not spoiling anything. Just I want to say that like it's so whimsical and good, and the creature design is so good, and you guys are gonna love it. It's so different. It's so different. Like they made choices, like they had no reason to make the choices that they made, and the fact that they did makes what could have been maybe a standard vampire movie into something like so good. It's so good. It's so different. And then also the soundtrack was inspired by Nino Rota's score in Fellini's Casanova. And when I read that, I'm like, oh, Nino Rota is my homie. He did literally he did Godfather 1 and 2. I knew his name instantly and I was like, okay, no wonder literally everything about this movie is perfect. I'm like number one super fan of this movie now. So I give it 10 out of 10.
It's for you.
It's for me. It's on my best horror of 2024. So the only problem is it's very limited right now. It's in some theaters in New York, and it'll be slowly rolling out to other theaters in the next few weeks. And then it hits streaming video on demand on August 2nd. So everybody look out for the Vourdalak. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. I can't stop thinking about it. I love it.
The Vourdalak.
The Vourdalak.
The name reminds me of the Vorvon from Buck Rogers. He's like a space vampire. He's got like a butt head, like his head is like, he like looks like he has a butt on his head. And then he's got, I think he might have a giant unibrow.
I like how you say I explain things weird and now you're like, this guy has a butt head and a unibrow. I'm like, okay.
Well, I'm describing a vampire from something I watched when I was 11 years old. Anyway, and then he, instead of biting your neck, he takes his pinky finger and his index finger and puts them on the sides of your neck and drains your life energy.
Oh, neat. Do you have a toy of him?
No, I don't think they ever made one.
Well, you need to make one.
I know, I probably should. I like space vampires.
Well, yeah.
I like the movie Life Force, too. That's about space vampires.
Who wouldn't like space vampires, honestly? That's pretty much all I did while you were gone.
Yeah, that's all I really did, too. I mean, this event blew out all the energy that I had.
Well, you went to the bar last night, party man.
I did go for a little while. It's getting closest to Gus's anniversary, and so they're changing the bar back to some of the things that they used to have in 1984. So there's a CD jukebox is back.
That's so crazy to me. They went digital jukebox and we were like, oh no, it's over for Gus's, and now they're just back.
And what's so funny is they brought the CD jukebox back and they literally had the box of all the CDs that was in the old jukebox and they just put them back in this new CD jukebox. So it's all of the stuff that you would have heard 10 years ago when they had the CD jukebox.
That's making me want to go so bad.
It's great.
That's amazing.
And then I made a drink wheel that sits behind the bar. When Gus's first opened, they had a wheel, and every time the train would go through downtown Royal Oak, they would spin the wheel, and then beers would be like 50 cents off whatever it landed on. And then the original wheel got destroyed, I think, in like 2000. And for some reason, they tasked me with building a new one. And yeah, so I built a wheel, and then I found it, and it was in the back room.
I'm excited for Gus's birthday.
Yep. Jesus Christ, 1984.
Yikes.
Yikes.
The only other cute thing that I wanted to tell you that is the best thing that I ever heard was I watched a TikTok yesterday, and from what I have no fucking barely any context for what was happening in the video, but it felt like was going on was this lady owns a rescue and these people were pulled in her driveway and were like surrendering their dog to this lady, which is really sad, but was the cutest fucking thing because the little kid, there's a little kid in the back seat and he gets out and he hands this dog to this lady and they're like, we have to go, you have to take this dog, we have to go. And she goes, what's the dog's name? And he goes, Hot Boy. And I just commented, I'm like, Hot Boy has to be the best name I've ever heard. And my dog's name is Toad, so I know good dog names.
It's so funny.
Hot Boy.
Hot Boy.
I know. I hope Hot Boy is okay.
Oh, someone will have rescued Hot Boy by now.
I know, it's the best name ever. Fucking Hot Boy.
Hot Boy for president.
I know, I'm obsessed. Just let little kids name all dogs.
Yep.
Hot Boy. Oh, speaking of, check out this segue. Speaking of Hot Boy, after people listened to you walking in your shower in your clothes last week, the people in the Patreon want to crowdfund you an air conditioner.
Oh, I have an air conditioner. I just haven't put it in because of my windows.
Listen, you can go look at the chat right now. I go, you guys, the problem is not the air conditioner. It's his sideways slidey windows.
It is.
And then under that I wrote, and he's also just has like a commitment to never helping himself.
Yes, that's true.
Yep. I know. But I thought it was really sweet.
I appreciate the thoughts and the kindness.
I know.
But it's I actually have 2 air conditioners. They're in the garage. I even offered to give you one extra one.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the windows on my house all slide open sideways.
Yeah, and they're like putting those things in there, like the things you can block out the window. I'm like, he knows.
Yeah, it just doesn't work in my house.
I know, but it was cute that they tried.
Yes, I appreciate it.
And then also I wrote, I'm like, I think we're both more concerned with the fact that both of our roofs are falling off and
Yeah, maybe.
dripping in our houses. I'm like, I think that's first on his list and then there.
Yes.
But we're figuring it out. But anyway, I think that's it.
I think that's it too. I ordered some dinner. I'm going to eat my dinner.
I'm going to get into season 3 of The Bear.
My dinner is garlic bread and mashed potatoes.
That sounds so good.
Garlic bread and garlic mashed potatoes. Keep away those space vampires.
I've been eating leftover pizza for 2 days and it's disgusting.
Yeah, the worst. Once again, I would just like to say I'm over food.
Listen, we say it a lot and I just thought about it again a few days ago. I hate all food. I'm so every food is terrible. It has no flavor. It's not exciting. It doesn't do anything for your brain. I hate it. I hate all food unless it's garlic bread or mashed potatoes.
Yeah, then that's all right, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
All right, buddy, that's all I got.
All right, good talk.
Wait, let me check my brain, make sure I don't have anything else. Bleep, 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 bleep. Nope.
I'll say one thing. August 3rd in Indiana, I'm headlining an event called Midwest Boo Fest, and other friends are on it too. Quite Unusual Podcast and our friend Joshua Darren, some other spooky speakers and vendors. It's in Jeffersonville, Indiana. There's details on our Instagram. I would love to see y'all if you can come. And then me and Tenney both will be on Michigan Paracon at the end of August in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. Wait, do you have anything? No, you don't have anything next month, do you? Or do you have one thing? I can't think.
In July, I don't have anything.
Yeah, we're off. We're on a break.
But yeah, I will not be at Midwest Boo Fest.
I know. You have another event.
Yes, I have Belvoir Winery.
Yes. You guys can choose who you like better and just go see one of us.
I would go see you.
Oh, I would go see you too.
I mean, I hang out with myself every day. I am done with me. I've heard all my bullshit stories.
I know.
You know, it's so funny because I might have told you this before. When I was growing up, my mom used to say, like, you know why you should be a nice person? Like, I remember being little and maybe, 10. And I'd be like, why? And my mom goes, well, first of all, it's just nice to be nice. Mm-hmm. But also, you have to hang out with you all day.
Yeah, you have to like yourself.
Yeah. And so it's better to hang out with a nice person all day than a horrible person all day. Mom, the deep philosopher, and she's right. Why would you want to hang out with an asshole all day long?
Lots of people hang out with themselves who is an asshole.
That is true.
That's why the world is broken.
I can't do it. I gotta be nice. I gotta be me.
No, we're both so nice.
Well, sometimes.
This doesn't have anything to do with anything, but
this podcast has nothing to do with anything.
Theme of our whole life. But anyway, this is a hot tip for you guys. I know we said we were done talking, but just one more thing. My friend Kelsey, who I talked about earlier, who's going to Mr. Ballen with me, she put me onto this app called TaskRabbit, and you can go on there and have people come to your house and do shit that you don't want to do, or that you can't do, or whatever, if you need help with it. Anyway, so I had a big pile of old fencing in my backyard that I didn't want to deal with, that's been sitting there since last summer, and some wood on the side of my house, and I don't have a truck. I don't have a chainsaw. I'm not cutting this shit down. It's been sitting there forever any fucking way. So I got on TaskRabbit, and 2 nice guys came to my house today and threw all the wood in the truck and took it away. And it was so great, and it's all gone. But listen, the cutest part was you can send pictures back and forth to each other in the TaskRabbit app. And he sent me a picture of a giant fucking frog that was under the wood. And
What?
he goes, this guy was chilling under the wood. I go, and all I wrote back was, not to be dramatic, but I love him. And then he writes back, we just ruined his house. And I'm like, I know, I feel so bad. Shout out to the frog in my backyard. I hope he's okay. And now I feel bad for yelling at Toad for barking at the pile of wood all the time because he probably saw a giant frog.
A toad, so to toad.
I know. I can't tell.
It was his toad brother.
It was. I know. So
I can't believe all that garbage is gone now.
I know.
Congrats, buddy.
I know.
Your life is shaping up.
Well, now I got to fix the roof. That's my house.
Clean the basement, clean the attic.
Oh, you have to help me.
Put a door up.
Put the door up.
Oh my God.
Baby steps into the elevator. Baby steps. I'm on vacation. All right, we're done.
All right, good work, buddy.
Shout out to Hot Boy. Shout out to my yard frog.
Shout out to all the people that came and saw me in Chicago. Thanks for making me feel like people like me.
Shout out Space Vampires. Shout out
Kim Cattrall. Billy Zane.
Billy Zane. All right, we're done.
Okay, I'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right, buddy.
Okay, bye.
Oh my God,
Bye.
bye. Oh my God, bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.